Oh dear, I see I've got a little bit of light on this. Let me see if I can fix that. Or how about if I just do this? Nope, it's not that. Okay, well, let's try this then. There. What do you think of that? Well, that's better. Howdy. I'm trying a different arrangement for shooting. Hopefully this will work better. What you're looking at here is an 1870 slash 1887 slash 1915 Vetterli. And why am I showing a thing on Carcanos, or Mannlichers, I mean? Well, you notice this magazine here, same magazine as here. And I'll explain that. This actually started life in 1868 as a Swiss-made rifle. And, oh gosh, without these books in front of you, let me turn this overhead on again because there's just not enough light. It's the problem, either you got too much light or too much glare. Okay. In 1868, this was developed by a guy with an Italian-sounding name, but he was Swiss, named Vetterli. And it was like this, only it had a tube magazine in it underneath the barrel. And when the reorganization of the Italian army happened after their unification, they were looking around at what they had, and mostly what they had was needle guns and old single-shot black powder, and it was a plethora of different gun types. And they decided to standardize on something, and their commission decided on this, but they scrapped that tube magazine. Instead, they went with just a single-shot rifle in 1870, figuring that their men would be better served by just shooting it one at a time. So this started out in 1870 as a single-shot, bolt action. And it's a beautiful thing. I mean, look at the lines on this. Look at this trigger guard, for instance. I mean, it's just and the nature of this bolt. It's just a very nice looking gun. Well, in 1887, they decided to upgrade it to magazine fire. And they did that with the Italian Captain Vetterli's magazine system. I spoke yesterday of the Dutch Beaumont, which was in 41 Beaumont. This one is in 10.4 by 47, or 41 Italian, basically. A lot of these guns were in that range of caliber, from about 40 caliber up to about 45. And they all worked with this Vetterli magazine, and this was another one was set up with it in 1880. Well, at that point, many of these were given away to client states or stolen by others. The Mahdists in Sudan had a bunch of these when they fought the British, but not with this magazine on it. Anyway, in 1915, the Italian army was armed with the Mannlicher Carcano, and of infamy due to a particular Russian or American to Russian defector who later went off to Dallas and did some naughties with one. But these, in 1915, were the substitute standard. Basically, they outfitted these to be used by second-line troops, guards at railroad stations and things like that back home. And what they did was, remember now, by this time, the Italians had gone to the 6.5 Carcano cartridge. So this 10.41 barrel was sleeved down to 6.5 Carcano. And, oh, come on now. And this chamber was set up for 6.5 Carcano. The Vetterli magazine was stripped off and a Mannlicher magazine put on that would accommodate stripper clips. Don't ever shoot one of these with 6.5 Carcano surplus ammo. You may work your way up from a mild load of 6.5 if you do hand loading. Other than that, this is a wall hanger. And this one I will never shoot because I'm paranoid about it. I have raised the ire of many a Vetterli collector by mentioning this, but Othnius of Sea and Arsenal was testing out some 6.5. He had some very mild hand loads. He put one in one of these and shot it, and the gun blew up in his face. And he looked at that and said, well, that didn't work out. Well, he later picked up a different one, totally different gun, but put a mild load of 6.5 Carcano in it, and it blew up in his face. 2 out of 2 is just that's more than coincidence and more than I'm willing to bet on. So even though I have one of these, I'm not about to risk it that way. And I don't know, I think that's a magazine cutoff there. Oh no, I'm not quite sure how that works. Oh, it's a safety of sorts. What a weird looking safety. Yeah, it's a safety. Yeah, it's a safety. Look at that. Weirdest looking thing in the world. Anyway, this is a 6.5 Carcano chambered 1870/1887/1915 Vetterli. And if you're interested, there is a book on them. And this is the book. Make a note of this if you're interested. I got it from a publisher called Mowbray. And the only reason I bought it is I happen to have this rifle. I wish I had one of these with the Vetterli still in place. Or even one that was kind of screwed up and I could add my Vetterli magazine to it. That would be fun to play with. Anyway, this thing's been sleeved for 6.5, so it will never be shot in my possession. And hopefully my son knows better than to try it after I'm gone. Anyway, there's your history lesson for the day.